When we look at Mecca in general after the first 3 years of the Prophet Muhammad's call, we see attempts by the Prophet and his followers to change the official religion of Mecca. Mecca was an independent political entity at the time, so it was a type of mini-state or din, according to the inferred meaning of din, which is kingdom. To change the official religion of the Kingdom of Mecca, the Prophet resorted to belittling the pagan faith, as well as some acts of rebellion and attempts to change the system of government in order to achieve the message that was revealed to him by establishing the Kingdom of God or the Din of God. In order to maintain the Kingdom of Mecca's political, economic, and judicial stability, the people of Mecca began to make some settlements with the Prophet. In one of these settlements, the Quraish leaders went to Abu Talib, the Prophet's uncle, to complain and have him arbitrate among them. So, Abu Talib sent for the Prophet, who came to him and said, "Say and I will hear what you say." Abu Jahl ibn Hisham said, "Do not mention us in your speech and do not refute us or our gods with arguments, and we leave you and your Lord." The messenger of God said, "If I give you what you asked, will you give me one word in which you have good? With this word you will reign over the Arabs, and the non-Arabs will be under your control." Abu Jahl said, "Yes, bless your father, one word we give you and 10 like it." The messenger of God said, "Say, there is no God but God, he has no partner." These dialogues allow us to distinguish between the Quraysh vision of the situation and the Prophet's vision of the divine command to establish the Kingdom of God, which adopts the official religion, "There is no God but God." While the Quraysh believe that the solution is for the Prophet Muhammad and his companions to stop arguing with them and publicly mentioning and insulting the Quraysh gods, as evidenced by their statement, "Do not mention us in your speech and do not refute us or our gods with arguments." The Quraysh make it clear that they respect individuals' freedom of belief, as evidenced by their statement, "And we leave you and your Lord," which means we leave you to worship the Lord you choose. Thus, the Quraysh believed that what was happening in terms of disturbing societal peace was unnecessary and could be contained through individual religious freedom. On the other hand, we see the Prophet Muhammad asking the Quraysh for a single word, "There is no God but God, and he has no partner." He even told them that with this word, they could rule both Arabs and non-Arabs. The Prophet is not referring to an individual belief here. He describes a powerful kingdom that will rule over other kingdoms. The Prophet asked the Quraysh to say one word, "There is no God but God." In other words, they were asked to change the Quraysh's official religion, which had nothing to do with individual religious beliefs. It is the official faith or religion of a city or kingdom. It is not a religion imposed on all citizens. As such, while paganism was the official religion of Mecca at the time, it did not force all of its citizens to worship idols. On the contrary, it advocated for individuals' freedom of belief. After several rejected settlements by Muhammad, the Quraysh is offering this unrefusable offer. The chiefs and elders of the tribes of the Quraysh went to Muhammad and said, "O Muhammad, come and follow our kingdom, Din, and we follow your kingdom, Din, and we associate you in all of our affairs. You serve our gods for a year and we serve your God for a year. And if what you brought was good, we would have been partners in it and took our share of it. And if what is in our hands was good, you would have joined us in our affair and took your share from it." Prophet Muhammad said, "God forbid that I associate others with him." They said, "So glorify some of our gods, and we believe you and serve your God." Prophet Muhammad said, "Until I see what comes from my Lord." Neglecting the political perspective from this kind of debates between Prophet Muhammad and the Quraysh, led to the misconception that the Prophet had only one mission, to preach the faith or the new religion for individuals, Iman. One cannot put such a dialogue in the frame of preaching a religion. It would be pointless for the chiefs of the kindreds to ask the Prophet to examine their religion, Din, for 1 year and they examine his religion, Din, for 1 year. First of all, this dialogue included several chiefs of the Quraysh, and the individual religion cannot be a collective decision. Second, individual religion is an internal belief, it is not subject to be examined for 1 year for someone to adhere to a certain belief. Third, the use of the terms partners and share in the dialogue shows clearly that this debate was a political discussion in which the Quraysh was offering to be partners or take share from it. Even when the Quraysh asked the Prophet to glorify some of our gods, this could not be taken as a debate about religion. The Quraysh knows quite well that the Prophet has been calling for many years for the oneness of God and abandonment of idols. They are challenging him for the one and only point he asked them for, the official faith of Mecca. In other words, they are examining him on whether he would accept to establish the kingdom din under idolater faith or not. And this is the reason why the Prophet replied, "Until I see what comes from my Lord." Definitely he would have never thought that God will reveal to him a verse allowing him to glorify an idol. It is a matter of political tactics. Would God accept any kind of tolerance from him for the sake of achieving his mission, even if it could be rectified later on? That was the decision that the Prophet was waiting for from God. On the next day after the proposed solution offered by the Quraysh, Prophet Muhammad went to the sacred mosque where the chiefs of the Quraysh were. He stood and recited what God had revealed to him. "Say, O denialists, I do not serve what you are serving. Nor are you serving what I serve. Nor will I be serving what you serve. Nor will you be serving what I serve. You have your kingdom, din, and I have my kingdom, din." Finally, and for the first time, Prophet Muhammad with a direct command from God revealed his plan. God revealed to him the exact words he should tell the Quraysh. The Prophet told them that there was no meeting point between us. I am obeying and serving the orders of my God, and this is the final decision for now and for the future. It will never change. I will have a separate kingdom. From this day on, we cannot share the same kingdom. A severe reproach came from God to Prophet Muhammad for his hesitation and pause in answering the offer of the Quraysh, and indeed, they were about to tempt you away from that which we revealed to you in order to make you invent about us something else, and then they would have taken you as a friend. And if we had not strengthened you, you would have almost inclined to them a little. Then, if you had, we would have made you taste double punishment in life and double after death. Then you would not find for yourself against us a helper. Thus, it is clear that the conflict between the Prophet Muhammad and the people of Quraysh was not a conflict over some individuals converting to the Prophet's new religion, but rather a political conflict over the establishment of God's din, or the kingdom of God.